Well, hello. And thank you for joining me, or thank you for finding me. So many thanks to Jules, who came over and rescued me this morning. And here she is.
Hey, everybody. Have a good live stream.
Whoops. And Jules is also going to be on the crowdcast, just to let people know that come in a little bit later that we're actually here on YouTube. So I just need to take a moment to kind of relax and get over the tension. So, as always, I went through the comments that people made from the last morning talk that I gave a few days ago. And I made a few notes about what I wanted to mention. Again, there was a couple of people asking, well, can we have translations into German, and can we have the morning meditations in Spanish, and so on? Again, I just want to stress that it's taking a huge amount of time and energy to create, for the many different languages, a system where most of the Stargate information is going to be translated and put on a website. On our Stargate website, we're going to have pages in all the different languages. That's all in process right now. And we're creating a team of translators and organizers and tech people, because there's a lot involved in actually translating and putting it up in the different sites. So all that is happening. We really appreciate your patience, and it's going to be happening at different speeds with different languages, because some countries are more organized than others. Okay, so that deals with that one. The next thing is, last time I mentioned that Lee Carroll is going to come up to Mount Shasta, and Cryon and Alcazar are going to be doing a one-day workshop together. And I gave you the wrong date. We put out that it was the 6th of June. It's actually Wednesday, the 3rd of June. So just be aware of that. It's Wednesday, the 3rd of June. And there will be an email going out probably tomorrow, which will give you the sign-up registration page so that you can actually connect and be ready for that. So that's a fascinating topic. It's about the trajectory or the arc of humankind, where we came from, where we are now, and where we're going. So I'm expecting that Cryon and Alcazar will bring through some fascinating information about what's been happening, what is happening, and what's going to happen here on the Earth. Okay, so somebody was asking, how do we know when we've evolved into the 4th dimension, or 4D? There's not going to be suddenly a big flash and everything's different. Humanity is gently evolving. It's very slowly right now, although individuals can evolve quite rapidly. Humanity as a whole, as we raise our vibration, we will not notice a shift from the 3rd dimension to the 4th to the 5th. It's not something that's going to be noticeable. there's not going to be a sudden change. It's all gradual. As Alcazar's talked in the past about dimensions, he said there's no line that separates them as such. They're all vibration. And he very often uses the analogy of a rainbow. Existence is whole, oneness. Within the oneness, there's different frequencies. So if you have a crystal and the white light goes into the crystal in a certain way, it will create a rainbow. So the oneness creates different colors, different frequencies. And as with the rainbow, there's no delineating line between the colors. They merge from one to the next to the next. And so it's the same with the dimensions. They merge from one to the next to the next. So when will we know that we're in the fourth dimension or the fifth dimension? You'll feel it because you'll feel different. But because the change is happening, perhaps even daily for us, then nothing is going to seem to change, except your life will feel better, the world will feel more beautiful, and so on. So there's not going to be a sudden shift. That's my understanding. Okay. Somebody was asking, I don't have a physical Stargate, so how can I join the meditation? And again, you don't need a physical Stargate. You can create an etheric Stargate just by asking in your meditations. Most of you are very aware of that, but for those that are new, understand that the Stargate is actually a higher dimensional consciousness. And these physical Stargates are an anchor for that consciousness. So this is vibrating with that frequency all the time. But in a meditation, when you close your eyes and relax, you can invite an etheric Stargate and you'll feel it coming down around you. Okay. So, another feedback that was coming from the earlier morning talks was that some were saying that I shouldn't be giving people's answers. I should be provoking you to create your own understanding of things. And that's fair enough, except that what I'm doing here is I'm just having a chat. I'm just sharing my experiences, my understandings as it is. And Alcazar, and by extension myself as well, he says, we invite you to have the experience. He says, do not believe anything that we say. We invite you to allow for the possibility that this might be a truth for you. And with the experiences, with the meditations, you will feel what's right for you. So anything that I say, any opinion that I express, it's my own. And whether you accept it as yours or not, is totally up to you. I'm not trying to convince you of this is the way things are. Because, and this is something that I want to move into, what is the truth? This is something that someone brought up. What is truth? And there is no ultimate truth, really, other than the oneness. So we all have our own perspective on life. We all have a perspective on truth. And who can say what is right and what is not? For example, two people can be sat in a room and one person says, wow, it's really hot in here. And the other person says, I'm cold. So who's right? They both are. They're opposite. One's hot and one is cold, but they're both speaking their truth in the moment. So what is truth? Truth is what you individually feel is right for you in the moment. And of course, your perception of truth about different things can change. So how do we create our truths? Where do our truths come from? Well, it comes from our life experiences. And so that brings up the question is, where do you get the information from that you base your belief or your truth on? And that's particularly relevant in these times because we are bombarded. If you listen to the news and you read various things on the internet, you're bombarded with information about the virus and the political situations. And there's so many contradictions. Some people say, we can't wait until we have vaccinations and we'll all be safe again. And then some people are saying, don't have a vaccination. They're dangerous. So where do you get your information from? Who do you believe? Do you believe the numerous advertisements for this drug and that drug, which promises curing this, that, and the other? And as you're watching the pictures of all the smiling, happy families, they're telling you all the side effects, which very often include dying. Who do you believe? Where do you get your information from? Is it CNN or Fox News or a different news channel? PBS? Where does your information come from? And what is it that makes you trust that particular source that you say is, okay, this is where I get my understanding, my belief from? It's time to start questioning what you believe, what you think is real. And Alcazar said a while ago that you've never lived in a democratic society. It's an illusion. And more recently, we've heard in the States about perhaps the Russians meddling with the elections. I mean, there's been talk about fixing the machines that count the votes. There's all kinds of manipulations happening which are coming to light now. And this is a time when we can start to see that the relatively comfortable, beautiful societies that we've been living in are actually not as they have seemed. More and more, there have been revelations about misconduct, blackmail, manipulation, downright lying. So our societies around the world are coming to a place of revealing how they've been working in the past. Alcazar has said this is going to be a very chaotic year. And we've started to see it. And we're not even halfway through it yet. So I don't know what else is going to be happening. And so one of the things I'm looking forward to is on Wednesday the 3rd, when Cryon and Alcazar get together and share their vision of what's happening. That's really exciting for me to find out the perspective from spirit, so to speak, of where we're going. Okay. So it's for each one of us. I've got an itchy nose today. For each one of us, it's just to ask, where do I get the information from that I base my beliefs on? And how important are my beliefs in my daily life? Because coming back to a more internal process, your subconscious, which is operating you most of the time, science says that 95% of our waking life, our subconscious is actually in charge, not our conscious thinking mind. So if 95% of your daily activities are guided by your subconscious, how much of that is guided by belief systems that your subconscious has integrated, and that then affects the way you are in your life? Something to really look at, something to really start to see if you can understand, where do my beliefs originate? Where am I getting my information? Am I accepting what I see on the news? Am I accepting what my parents conditioned me? Am I accepting what my religion has conditioned in me? I've met so many people who have been so involved in their particular religious practice that they insist that their way is the right way. And very often that insistence includes anyone who doesn't believe in their particular religious viewpoint. They're going to go to hell. They're not going to be saved. They're not going to go to heaven in the different ways that the various religions describe that. So, what's the religious influence in your life? And do you believe it simply because you were conditioned to believe it as a child, or through going to the church or the synagogue or the mosque, whatever? What's your truth? Where does it come from? Is it really yours? Or was it forced upon you when you were so young that you just accepted it because your parents or someone in authority told you this is the way it is? Okay. So, right now I think I'm ready to move into a meditation. I don't have access, for some reason I don't have access to the live chat, so I'm not seeing people's comments. And so I'm just going to go into a meditation. I'm sorry for the confusion this morning about the crowdcast. Unfortunately, they shut down for the weekend, so there's no support available during the weekends, which is really strange for a company that's meant to be available 24/7. So we'll let you all know a little later about the next one, which is happening on Wednesday. I just want to make a quick mention about the Stargate collective that Ruby has been creating. And one of the things that she's created on that is a place where you can actually discuss and comment upon what you've been hearing and what I've been sharing in these morning talks into the future. So the Stargate Collective is a place where you can go and discuss with people and share your ideas and your comments. And so I'd be interested to find out what has been triggered in you by what I've said this morning about your truth and where you get the information from and how you accept one thing and not another. Okay, so let's go into a meditation. So I just invite you to close your eyes, relax. As always, there's nothing to do. And Alcazar is going to come and guide this meditation. Beloved ones, we greet thee. 'Tis Alcazar. And we invite you simply to feel yourself very present in the body and allowing the body to relax. It is important to have the eyes closed throughout the meditation in order to truly benefit from the energies that we will be sharing with you. And so first we ask you to invite the energies of the earth, the energies of Gaia, up into your body, into your energy field. So we call for the energies of the earth to connect with each and every one of us, whether you are listening live or to a recording, and just to feel, just to allow for the possibility that the earth will respond to you, the consciousness of the earth, whom we call Gaia or Gaia. She knows you and will respond to your asking, whether or not her subtle connection happening for you. Very good. And now each one of you asking inside for an etheric stargate to come down around you. We call for the presence of an etheric stargate for each and every one participating in this meditation in their moment of now. And so just invite and visualize, maybe feel or see in the mind's eye, the stargate coming down around you. And asking inside now for the activation of your etheric stargate, the consciousness of the stargate responding to you. We call for the activation of all the etheric stargates around the world. And your stargate will begin to radiate a very soft, very gentle energy. And as you relax into that energy, it will start to gently vibrate you. Nothing to do, just relaxing and allowing. And so, as these meditations are primarily for those who have worked with the Stargate before, we are going to move very rapidly through the dimensions. And so we're going to ask each one of you now to ask inside for your etheric Stargate to vibrate at the frequency of the seventh dimension. We call for a strong seventh dimensional energy field in all the etheric Stargates. And we invite each one of you now to ask inside for a strong seventh dimensional energy field in your etheric Stargate. As you ask, the Stargate will respond to you. And as your Stargate vibrates these seventh dimensional frequencies around you and actually through you, these energies will vibrate your very DNA. And if you simply relax, nothing to do, then benefit can occur. Nothing to do, just relaxing into this soft, seventh dimensional energy field. And your own energy, very slowly and gently, merges with the frequencies of the seventh dimension. It is that simple, it is that easy, nothing to do. Very good. And now we are going to vibrate all the etheric stargates at the frequencies of the 12th dimension. And so we are calling for a strong 12th dimensional energy field in all the etheric stargates around the world. And we invite each and every one of you to ask inside for a strong 12th dimensional energy field in your etheric stargate. And as the Stargate vibrates this 12th dimensional energy field now, again, by relaxing into it, your vibration gently rises. And then you are, within moments, in harmony with the 12th dimensional frequencies. Very good. Very good. And as you know, when you are vibrating in harmony with these frequencies of the 12th dimension, you become more sensitive. And many of you will be able to feel the presence of the guides when we invite them. And so, as we have done many times before, first we are going to invite the presence of the angelic realm. So we ask each one of you to ask inside for the presence of the angels. We call for the presence of the angelic realm. And just feel, here they come. Can you feel the energy gently shifting around you as the angels bring their presence into this field that we are all creating together with this meditation? And so now you are being vibrated by the frequencies of the angelic realm. Very good. And now we are going to invite you to invite any master or masters, any guides that you feel connected to. Invite them to join this global meditation with these hundreds of people around your world, all meditating in this particular moment of now. And so each one of you inviting a guide or guides that you feel connected to. And already we are feeling these guides bringing their energy. And so we are inviting all the guides who have been named, all the guides who have been invited to bring their energy into this global meditation as hundreds join around the world right now. And so now you are all being vibrated by this soft, gentle, energetic of the combined energies of all the guides who are bringing their support into this meditation. Very good. And now we are going to ask each one of you to ask inside with a strong intention. We are going to ask you to call for your superconsciousness to bring your humanness just It's an energetic that allows your humanness to know that your superconsciousness is with you right now. So each one of you asking inside with a strong intention, superconsciousness, give me a shot of energy. Let me feel a response from you. And so just asking, and we invite all the superconscious beings to energize their human aspect so that the human part can feel, can sense the presence of the superconsciousness. You are always connected to your superconsciousness. It is impossible not to be. You can be totally unaware of it, but the connection is always there. And as we have said many, many times, your superconsciousness wishes to guide your humanness, to bring you moment by moment to the highest potential in that moment. And the guidance comes through your intuition. And so we have been stressing for many years the importance of listening or feeling, following your intuition. And the more you follow it, the more you allow it, the stronger it becomes, the clearer it becomes, and the more beneficial. And you start to notice the benefit in your life as your superconsciousness guides you with ideas, with feelings, sensations, understandings. And so just asking your superconsciousness to be with you in a way that you can feel them right now, in a way that you can sense your superconsciousness. And so we wish to say a few things about that which this one Prageet started to talk: truth and belief. What are they? Intangible things they are. And yet they play a vital part in your life. Your beliefs guide you. That which you perceive as your truths guide you in your daily activities. And so, in this chaotic time, what is true? Who can you believe? What is right for you? Should you follow everything that you have been told? What do you do when one doctor says this vaccination is important? What do you do when another doctor says, don't have a vaccination, it is dangerous? What do you do? Who do you believe? Beloveds, this is the time to follow your intuition, your guidance. This is the time to start questioning your own belief systems. Is this still my truth? Is this still what I choose to believe? This one Prageet has a magnet on his fridge, and the words on this magnet say, do not believe everything you think. Very wise advice. And so, beloveds, feel the connection to your superconsciousness. And we are going to invite your superconsciousness to guide you energetically. We are going to invite you to invite your superconsciousness to work with your humanness, to create a stronger connection, a more conscious connection, so that your humanness starts to understand a little more that which is appropriate for you to believe. We are not going to tell you, believe this or believe that. We are going to say, invite your superconsciousness to guide you. In this gentle meditation that we will be bringing, it is not to influence you one way or another. It is simply to assist you connecting more strongly to your superconsciousness. And the next step in this meditation is we are going to ask each and every one of you to invite the support from the Stargate global community morphic field. And so each one of you asking inside now for the support, the energetic support of the Stargate morphic field. And perhaps you can already feel it coming to you, for it started to come as soon as we mentioned it. So saying, thank you, bring me more of this support. This is an energy of oneness. This is an energy, the morphic field of the Stargate global community. Every time individuals or groups connect to that field, you make it stronger. Every time you connect and invite support from it, the energy of support comes to you, an energy of oneness. This is beyond the duality. This is beyond light and dark. It is oneness. And so inviting the support of the Stargate morphic field. Very good. Very good. And we are going to ask each one of you now to invite the support of your ancestors. This is not something that we do very often, but we are inviting you to ask inside for your ancestors, the superconscious aspect of your ancestors, to assist you in this meditation. And so we call for the support of all our ancestors. So let us explain why we are asking this right now. Many of your beliefs have been handed down generation to generation, parents to child, parents to child. Some of these beliefs are very ingrained in your ancestral history whilst they were alive. But once they have moved out of the physical realm, once they are back with their superconsciousness, their perspective changes. They start to see a greater reality. They start to see how their beliefs, whilst they were in the body, influenced and affected their lives. They start to see those things which were of great help and those things which were a hindrance. And so they have a different, grander perspective on those beliefs that they passed down through the generations. And so in asking your ancestors to help, asking the higher aspects of those ancestors, they will assist you in this meditation. This meditation is about allowing your superconsciousness connection to get stronger, to allow your human part to be more aware of the guidance from your superconsciousness. For in truth, this is the only way you can know what is right for you moment to moment. It is your own superconsciousness guiding your humanness. The feeling, the gut feeling, this gentle voice that you hear inside, the visual images, you are all unique. And so you receive from your superconsciousness, from your intuition, in different ways. So be ready. Asking once more for all these guides, all those who have been invited to support you now, so your humanness can have a stronger, clearer connection to your superconsciousness. And so as you ask for these things, allow these sounds to support the opening, the deepening, the widening of this connection to your superconsciousness. And so, beloved, visualize energies flowing to you from your superconsciousness. Imagine it, visualize it. Allow just the image, however you perceive it, to get stronger and clearer. And beloved ones, imagine you're talking to your subconscious and say to your subconscious, I wish to hear, I wish to listen, I wish to understand the messages coming from my superconsciousness. Tell your subconscious you wish to be aware of these messages, that these should be brought into your conscious awareness. Start programming your subconscious that these messages from your superconscious need to be in your awareness when they come. Hold a strong intention. I need to listen. I need to hear. I need to feel. I need to sense my intuition in all its many forms. Holding that intention. am ready to trust my intuition in all its forms. And so, once more, just being aware of your own vibration. Just feeling the sensations within. And as Alcazar said, just holding the intention to receive clearly the communication from your superconsciousness, your intuition, in its many forms. Very good. And so I invite you to discuss, if you wish, in the Stargate Collective, your comments, your feedback on this meditation. I don't know if you have access to the chat box. I don't have the access here. If there is access and Ruby's online, if you could make a connection for the introductory video that explains to people how to join the Stargate Collective and how to participate. So I'm going to sign off now, and I expect that the crowdcast will be up and running by next Wednesday, which is the next Into the Future, these morning talks, this series. So I thank you all for being here, and I apologize for the confusion. And I will see you on Wednesday. Much love to you all. Bye-bye.